First, I wanted to acknowledge and thank Wayne Besson and Truth Wins Out for not only their terrific work, but making today happen. We really appreciate all the work that you do. I wanted to write it out because lest you think I'm exaggerating at all by some of these things that have come out of the Values Voters Summit, I wanted to make sure that you were getting the direct quotes. I'm really proud of the work that we've done at Right Wing Watch. I think many of you probably know that, but the group that does that. But we've been at and following the Values Voters Summit since its very first inception in 2006. I often describe this, if you're in this business of watching the right wing, that this is like the high holidays of extremism. Anyway, as you probably know, the Values Voters Summit is one of the biggest and most important gatherings of some of the most extreme voices of the right wing. They are extremists that have pushed vicious smears against progressives, against immigrants, against non-Christians, and I think most importantly and most frequently, members of the LGBT community. The Values Voters Summit is hosted by the Family Research Council, and it's a group with a long record of pushing false anti-gay propaganda. FRC's president, Tony Perkins, has led the anti-gay efforts, and the list of the homophobic lies he has pushed over the years is absolutely stunning. I'll give you a few examples. Some of the highlights or actually lowlights. Tony Perkins has linked homosexuality to pedophilia, literally, compared it to alcoholism, and said that homosexuality is man shaking his fist in the face of God. And he's called gay rights activists, and I quote, intolerant, hateful, vile, spiteful, pawns of Satan. And he's even called the It Gets Better Project immoral and disgusting. It's important for you to know that one of the event's major sponsors is the American Family Association, whose extreme views are expressed every single day by its spokesman, Brian Fisher, who's listened to every day by millions of people. Fisher's anti-gay record is too long to recount completely, but it doesn't take much just to give you a flavor of that. He said that gay people are literally, quote unquote, Nazis and morally disqualified from holding public office. He said that the First Amendment applies only to Christians. He said that Muslims are inbred, that Native Americans are cursed for refusing to convert to Christianity. And he said that President Obama is a fascist dictator who, quote, nurtures a hatred of the white man. And that's just the start. Tea Party hero Dr. Ben Carson will also be there. He's compared homosexuality to bestiality and pedophilia. Last week he said that supporters of LGBT equality want to, quote, get rid of everything in the Bible. Liberty Counsel's Matt Staver will speak. He says that the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, if passed, could lead to child molestation, sexual assault, and even death. At the 2011 Values Voters Summit, Staver claimed that progressives are using LGBT rights and secular government in order to, quote, ultimately implode America. And that the agenda of the homosexual movement is to destroy freedom and Western civilization. He's also promoted ex-gay reparative therapy and warned that gays and lesbians are intent on trampling upon the fundamental freedoms. Self-described Christocrat Rick Scarborough will also have a starring role. These are not fringe people. These are the main speakers. He's argued that AIDS is God's punishment to gay people and that America is facing sexual anarchy led by sodomites. After Obama signed the Shepherd Bird Hate Crimes Prevention Act in 2009, Scarborough said in a fundraising email that he expected to be arrested. The list goes on, but I think the most important point that I want to make here today is that among all these hate mongers who spew this hate, they will be joined by the leading Republican elected officials, including Marco Rubio, Paul Ryan, Rand Paul, and Ted Cruz, all of whom who have been discussed as potential presidents of the United States. They will all be there. No one should give a pass to these right-wing activists or these politicians simply because they cloak their bigotry in terms of faith. Even more importantly, no one should accept their claims that they speak for all people of faith, because they don't. And I'm proud to be joined today by leaders who are standing up to this very dangerous lie. Let me close out by saying the People for the American Way was founded in 1981 by Norman Lear and others, including many in the faith community, to counter exactly the brand of religious right extremism on display at the annual Values Voters Summit. At that time, Norman and others were responding to Jerry Falwell and other religious right leaders who claimed you couldn't be a good American if you weren't the right kind of Christian, and you couldn't be a good Christian if you didn't share their brand of right-wing politics. The speakers today at today's Values Voters Summit are Falwell's spiritual heirs. Their claims are false as they've ever been, and I'm proud to say that People for the American Way and Right Wing Watch are going to be working every single day to monitor, expose, and fight back against these voices of extremism. Thank you.